and welcome to today's lesson where we're talking about lesson 4 and the periodic table. So 4.1.1, we're comparing two scientists, Mendeleev and Moseley. This is Mr. Mendeleev and this is Mr. Moseley. And they arranged the elements into periodic tables by looking at different values. So Mendeleev organised by increasing atomic mass. Hopefully you can all remember that the atomic mass is the number of protons as well as the number of neutrons. While Moseley organised by the atomic number, and the atomic number is just the number of protons. So when we look at Mr. Mendeleev, we can see we've got hydrogen 1, beryllium 9.4, boron 11, carbon 12, and these are the atomic masses, so the number of protons and neutrons. Whereas if we have a look at how Mr. Moseley has done it, we can see that we're starting off with the proton number, the atomic number of 1 for hydrogen, going across 2 for helium, 3 for lithium, 4 for beryllium, 5 for boron, and so on. So that's the two different ways that you can organise the periodic table, by atomic mass or by atomic number. And it was Moseley's method, as I'm sure you can see, which looks far more familiar, as this is the one that we're using nowadays. Describing the periodic table, we're looking so that elements with similar properties, so the way they behave, the way they react, are in the same column or group. And a column goes up and down. So a column is also known as a group. As well as having columns, so the groups that go up and down, we also have periods. And periods are what we call, here periods, they're going across horizontal, left to right. And a period will have similar physical properties, whereas generally the groups will have similar chemical properties. Periodic law is saying that they are arranged and there is a repetition in the chemical and physical properties. So we're saying that the groups will have similar chemical properties and the periods will have similar physical properties. And finally, looking at the modern periodic table, there are 3 different ways to categorise elements: metals, metalloids and non-metals. You can see the majority of the periodic table has been coloured in blue for metals. So they start on the left, they go all the way down to the bottom. Most of the elements are metals. Metalloids start with boron and make a diagonal path going down. There's not very many metalloids, and we will be talking about them and their properties later. And finally, non-metals are yellow. Now the majority of non-metals are over on the right of the periodic table in a triangle that starts off wider at the top and gets narrower at the bottom. But one very important thing to see is that hydrogen is a non-metal and it's actually over on the left-hand side. So very important that you see that hydrogen is over here as a non-metal. And that's today's lesson. Thank you very much.